Hi again then guys, and welcome to another Horizon 3 speed build. And just before we get into the speed build for this particular car, just so you're not overly disappointed, to be honest, and you'll have probably assumed this from the title, which may have surprised you, for a car that is so powerful, so respected, so loved, and so expensive, above all else, this ain't that quick. Now, it's not just the tuning. This car is not as fast as many of its rivals. So, before you go out and buy one, I would actually recommend thinking twice, basically, about that. I wouldn't say don't buy one, but have your hopes and expectations set at a reasonable level. Because as nice a car as the 177 is, it's just not that fast on Horizon 3. It's not slow, of course, by any means, but it's nowhere near as quick as even some of the non-supercars. Now that being said, if you do want one, if you've bought one, if you want to do a tune setup, of course, then proceed. And incidentally, I have done two different tunes for this car. I've done a fully tuned S2 version, which is this one here, and I've also done a limited tune version for the S1 class, which can also do over 220 miles per hour. You can get both of those, of course, on my storefront. And to find those, use the keywords in the video description down below. But for this particular tune, which is of course the quicker of the two, I would recommend converting it to all-wheel drive. You don't have to. I know some people don't like that. If not, then just don't do that, but I would recommend it. I would also recommend changing it to the twin turbo. Then as far as the rest, it's pretty obvious. Increase the power, lower the weight, increase the grip, all that kind of usual stuff. So as far as the tuning side of things, as I said, it's quite simply not as quick as many of the other supercars. The acceleration isn't bad, but the top speed in particular is not as quick as you'd hope it would be. In fact, it's actually slower than the R34 Skyline, which is also not as quick as it deserves to be compared to the NSX and the Supra. But that's another point entirely. Top speed, as you can see, isn't overly quick. It's got a good, say, 20 to 25 mile per hour disadvantage over many of its rivals. But if you decide to do it anyway, for the gearbox, I would recommend 3.4 on the final drive, then individual gears of 2.9, 2, 1.5, 1.18, 0.95 and 0.76. Then for the alignment, I go fairly neutral on everything, so it's open to interpretation. If you want or need to change it, then by all means do so, but I've got neutral camber and toe, 1 degree of caster for manoeuvrability, anti-roll we've just rounded off to 14 and 16, springs to 107, 124, and the lowest ride height, dampers on 9, 10, 4 and 5, aero doesn't apply, and finally for the diff, as we usually do, 100% on acceleration, 0 on decel. And for this particular car, I've opted for a 72% split in favour of the rear. That keeps the benchmark numbers pretty good, gives you that launch off the line, but at the same time keeps enough of the power going to the back end that you can still have manoeuvrability, you can still drift it, all that usual good stuff. So if you do decide to use this tune or some variation of it, or of course get it from the storefront, whichever way you choose to do, I hope you have a lot of fun with it, I hope you win races with it, and that's it for this build. So of course you can subscribe down below to see new tunes as soon as I release them, or check out the playlist at the end of this video for ones which we've already done. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.